Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of First Look. The reason I have a 9 News Now flag on my mic is I'm at WUSA TV, News 9 Now, 9 News Now in Washington, D.C., in the nation's capital. And we're broadcasting from here tonight. We've had a whirlwind trip, 2 days in Las Vegas, and now in Washington, D.C., so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about what's on the show tonight. Derek McGinty, who's their local anchor, is right here. Hi, Derek.
Hey, Kate.
How are you? Nice to see you.
It's good to see you, too. How's it going?
Oh, so you got a little loving from Derek. So tell me what stories you guys are working on for tonight.
We got a lot of stuff happening tonight. We got a big follow-up on the 7-car accident that happened on the Beltway a couple of days ago. A lot of folks wondering why the police were chasing after a motorcyclist who was going 100 miles an hour
so
plus.
It was a result of a high-speed chase.
High-speed
which
chase.
is very controversial, right? And I think the Supreme Court even had a case about that recently, and whether or not the police should be able to conduct high-speed chases.
The question for a lot of folks is, why was the chase even going on? Because it's just a guy who's speeding. The cop puts a lot of people in danger. What happened?
And
a lot of people don't know.
How many people were killed?
2 people killed, I think 15 injured. So it was a pretty serious accident.
So what is the follow-up on the story?
Well, right now we're just trying to figure out. We still have a lot of unanswered questions. Why did it happen?
So like an investigation is underway?
Exactly.
And anything else you guys are focusing on tonight?
What else have we been focusing on? Well, of course, you know, and you know very well, Dr. Kevorkian is out of prison. So we want to talk about that. And you've got the exclusive interview, of course, on CBS Evening News.
That's right. Actually, Mike Wallace talked to him as he left prison, and I think Mike Wallace has a history with Dr. Kevorkian. He's interviewed him on a couple of occasions. So tonight we have an exclusive interview with him. And he really did change the debate about the way people die in this country, and whether you revere him or revile him. He's certainly a figure that prompted a lot of discussion about these very, very delicate and touchy issues.
I think if anybody's lost anybody in a hospital in the last several years, you actually do at least owe a look at Dr. Kevorkian, because he pioneered a lot of the issues that we're dealing with every day as people at end-of-life issues as they come up.
Right, in a very sort of intense, severe way that I think made some people feel uncomfortable. And he has a very prickly personality as well. And so, but there's no doubt he's an extremely interesting guy.
He seemed arrogant, very much so back in the day, but now coming out of prison, he seems a lot more. I don't know, prison maybe will do that to you.
Yeah. Let's not try to find out, shall we, Derek? Also coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News, we have a really wonderful story. Thank you, Derek.
Thank you,
I know you've got to get to work on the newscast, but we have a great story that Steve Hartman is working on about Arlington National Cemetery. Having grown up in Arlington, it's a really beautiful, hallowed place that's extraordinarily moving. And now a group of photographers, combat photographers, have gotten together, and they've put together a book of photos of the cemetery, which they're going to be presenting to every family who's had a loved one buried at Arlington since 9/11. And Steve Hartman has taken this book and really brought it to life, and we'll have that on his piece coming up tonight as well. And what else do we have, Bob, coming up tonight on the CBS Evening News? Oh, and yes, sorry, we're obviously following the story of this guy with TV from Atlanta, 31-year-old lawyer. There's a lot of discrepancies in whether he was instructed by doctors not to fly. Apparently his father, who's a lawyer, I thought this was so interesting, tape recorded the conversation between his son and him and Fulton County health officials in terms of instructing him on whether to fly or not. So we're working that story very hard as well. So that's it for this edition of First Look. In the meantime, have a great weekend, and we'll see you tonight. And if not, we hope to see you Monday.